Hello and welcome to another live stream here with Club Danube. Today we'll be flying the PMDG 737-900 ER. We'll be flying it from Philadelphia to New York. So we're right now at Philadelphia. We're at KPHL. Kilo Papa Hotel Lima, KPHL, and we are flying to New York, which is KJFK, John F. Kennedy in New York. So that flight is going to be a pretty short one here today, so we're in no rush to get off the ground, but we'll still move things along quite speedily. Just give me a second here to sort out the audio and we'll get started right away. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, today's flight will be around 20 to 30 minutes, and that's it. It's not going to take too long today. 20 to 30 minutes, and not just that, we'll only be flying at a cruising altitude of 10,000 feet today. Just 10,000 feet. So once again, we're taking off from KPHL, which is Kilo Papa Hotel Lima, that is Philadelphia, and we're flying to KJFK, Kilo Juliet Foxtrot Kilo, KJFK, John F. Kennedy in New York. We're flying the 737-900ER with the American livery here, American airline livery. Oh look, there's an A320 American just pushing back. A couple of Americans are to our left. Very nice. 777s, I believe, to the far end. Very nice. Anyway, this is a flight that American actually flies in real life, but they do use the A321, A320, A321neo, or the Embraer jets to perform this. I think the 175 to make this flight. I doubt they fly these 737-900 ER on this route, but anyway, it's good enough for us today. Okay. Without any further delay, let's go ahead, get inside and get this aircraft started up from cold and dark. I think we have the external power connected and the battery running as well. But everything else will begin up, and let's go ahead and get this aircraft started. We'll also be programming the FMC today as well. Anyway, let's begin. Our batteries are on, external power is connected, ground power has been, we've transferred it to ground power, yep. Let's do, we don't need dome lights today, let's do the IRS alignment here. You're actually supposed to wait for it, I believe. Anyway. Won't worry too much about that. Align 0. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. Let's arm the emergency lights, which are here. Armed. Window heat to on. I don't know whether we should take probe heats on right now or right before we start up, right before takeoff. But for now, I think we can actually leave them on right now. Let's go ahead and go to the FMC here and begin programming today's flight. Okay, let's take our initial position here, set it as the initial reference point for the IRS. Reference airport today is obviously KPHL KPHL. Let's confirm that. Correct. Just to confirm, you know, these codes can get kind of confusing sometimes. So anyway, KPHL, I don't think the gate is available for us. We don't need to input that, whatever. Clear that. Let's go on towards our route for today. Origin runway. We're going to take off from runway 9 right. Runway 9 right. Runway 9 right. Our flight number for today can be CDN123. Club Danube 123. Destination is going to be KJFK. Input that in there and we're looking good. Next page. That's it. We need to input the waypoint of Menge. Menge or Menge. We'll fly to Tolan. Select the first one. Then Gritty. Gritty. The next waypoint. We're not using any transitions or airways or etc. etc. Nothing. None of those. Decker. Straightforward plan today, very short flight. And we can leave that here, we can activate and execute that. Let's go to our departure and arrival here. For departure, we are using the PHL2 SID, standard departure. And we'll do that from runway 09 right, and we can execute that. Let's go back into our departure arrival, go to arrival. We'll be using ILS 13L. We're coming in directly, no stars today. So ILS 13L. Although we won't actually end up using the ILS, I'll explain that as we get near. Anyway, let's move on to the route part. Let's move on to the performance initialization first. Zero fuel weight. Set, center of gravity, and blah blah blah. Give me a second here. Yeah. Reserves of 5. Our cruising altitude today will be just 10,000. Our cost index today will be 100. I'm wondering why I'm not getting the trim yet. Okay, let's execute that. Oh, okay, never mind. Let's continue on to the N1 limit. Nothing to do here. Takeoff flaps. We'll use takeoff flaps 5 as usual. We can use the V speeds that are here. Why aren't we center of gravity? 27.5%. We'll do 4.79 as our trim. So V1 is 153, VR is 155, V2 is 164. 153, 155, 164. Let's go ahead and set the trim at 4.79 today. We're having this issue that I have sometimes with Microsoft Flight Simulator where the pointer starts acting funny. Okay. Oh my goodness. 4.79. Perfect. Let's go back into the FMC. We don't really need to worry about all of this today. Let's go to legs, make sure everything is good. No real okay. Notice we have a vector as we head out on our departure on the SID. So we'll have to manually direct our flight depending on what we require after we fly out in that direction. So this is the 85-degree heading, the vector that we'll fly out using for our departure. As we near our waypoint, we'll just manually direct the flight to the next waypoint of Menge. Otherwise, you just keep flying on that vector anyway. Moving on, there is a route discontinuity. We can just quickly do that. Solves that. We have a holding today in case of a missed approach. We will go on towards the DPK and then we'll hold at DPK above 4,000 feet. So apart from that, everything is looking good. Don't think there's anything else we need to do, just to make sure initial references all are done. All this is fine. Our departure arrivals are done. Our legs are looking good. Let's quickly have a look on the plan mode here. Wait. No, we can't do that yet, can we? Wait. We're supposed to be able to do all of this. Didn't the IRS align itself or no? Let's turn this off. Don't know what's going on here. I think I might have messed up, I don't know. I should have probably waited, huh? Well, what we can do now is we can go into the system, just quickly change that. Okay, now let's try that again. Set it to nav, see if that comes to life. Sometimes when you try and rush it, things happen. Okay, it seems to be working now. Put it on heading /STS. Okay. It should make this work. No idea what's going on right now. Okay, let's just go through the plan for the time being. We'll figure it out as we... There's the plan. Take off from here. There is the waypoint of Decker, as you guys can see. See it? Decker, and then, well, effectively it doesn't show us telex and the things like that. Oh, there it is. Oh, everything is perfectly in order. Now, for some reason, there's something wrong with this. I don't know why it is not working. We're supposed to go into map mode. I actually have no clue at this point. But we could just quickly go to the menu here and see if something is wrong. Quickly. Options, simulation, IRS options. We can use instant. Let's see if that helps us. That doesn't. Okay, you know what? Never mind. I'm just gonna go ahead with it and see what happens with our setup here today. Okay, let's continue. Let's continue with our startup first. Our checklist, rather. Let's go and put our flight directives to on here. Set up the control panel for the autopilot. Flight directives to on. I still have no idea. This is bothering me, but anyway. Initial heading today will be 87. That's the heading of the runway that we are flying on today. 87. This one too, let's do it at 87. Come on. Okay, let's also set the speed of our initial climb out of as you can see, the controller, the pointer is misbehaving. Wrong time to have these issues, but anyway. We'll set it at 250 for today, 10,000, that's fine. Let's see if LNAV works. Doesn't. For some reason LNAV is not letting me set that up. Okay. I'll set the barometric pressure, just press B quickly. We go upstairs and yeah. We go upstairs. Upstairs, my goodness. Let me go overhead and get our seatbelt signs to on. Just continue with the checklist and see what happens. Seatbelts to on will also turn this chime on. Chime is on, right? Come on. Oh, it only has 2 positions, okay. Yaw damper to on. Does that help us? No. See, I know about this. Somewhere along I have messed up, and that is why it is showing us this current situation here. What we can do is, lucky we haven't started up yet, we can just go to the menu quickly and state load it as cold and dark. And from there, we can just restart the startup procedure. I mean, in the PMDG, because it's so realistic, you mess something up, and it just, everything just goes haywire. Let's go outside. Yeah, it's all okay. The services have gone away, I believe. Some of the things are misbehaving, but anyway. Just go upstairs and restart everything. Battery quickly to on. Luckily, we don't have much to do. Let's connect the ground power really quickly. Sorry. Transactions, ground services. Let's request the power there. Let's also go ahead and change this to jetway. Wait for the connection to be made, and then we will switch power at there, the bus. Sorry about that whole delay, but okay. Got ground power available. We've switched to ground power now. Go back down. Let's request that jetway. Okay. Oh, we just removed it. That's fine. We can just leave it out. No problem. Or should we just... let's request it one more time, and it's connecting. Okay. What we'll do now is we will continue with our checklist first. Or should we have a couple of... we'll continue with our checklist. You guys saw all the services being carried out. We'll just assume that we've got everything done. Let's just carry on with the checklist quickly. Ground power to on has been completed. Dome light to on. Now let's go and see if we're supposed to set our IRS left and right to nav. So let's just wait for it this time without rushing through it. Align. Let's do the same on our right. Come on. Align. And then there we are. Come on, man. Okay, emergency lights. Let's quickly arm that. Let's put our window heats to on. Put our probe heats to on. Let's see if our flight plan is still with us or has it gone out completely. Oh my goodness, yes it has. Okay. Never mind, we'll just quickly do that. Okay. Previous page. Oh, the pointer is misbehaving, as you guys can see. Said that let's see the route. We got this runway 9 right. Oh my god, 9 right. Okay, let me see if I can quickly fix this. And then flight number is CDN123. It's not a big deal. Today's flight is quite short anyway, so stream won't go too long. Next page, let's quickly set our waypoints. Menge, Tolan, Gritty. Let's make that, and we'll select Gritty here, and then a Decker. These are our only waypoints that we need to set from here for the day. We can activate that, and we can go to our departure today. That's correct. And let's go to our arrival today. It's correct. Let's go to our initial reference here. Set the 0 fuel weight. Our reserves of 5. Cost index of 100. Cruising altitude 10,000. And execute that. Go here. Flaps of 5. We can set that. Exact same, I think. 153, 155, 164. Okay, let's now go to our legs. See if we have a discontinuity. Move that up. Execute, and we are ready to go, I believe. Yep, we are back on track. Well, that was quick. And I believe... There we go. We have everything all good now, luckily. Let's go ahead and set the course to 87 real quick. Let's do the same here, 87. That is the runway heading, in case you're wondering. That is our runway heading. We can set the FDs to on. LNAV should come on now. Yep, it did. Brilliant. Let's move on. Parametric pressure, quickly set, press B, done. Okay, let's go overhead. Our seatbelt sign, okay, let's turn the chime on. Seatbelt signs can come on. Yaw damper will now work. If we press it to on, yes it does. Cabin pressure to cruise altitude done. Aft fuel pump, let's switch that on. APU start. We've given it the command. We'll wait for it to engine the EGT here to rise up. See how the cursor is misbehaving? I hate this when this happens, man. Okay. But anyway, we'll wait for this to load up really quickly and it will fall back down. Anyway, let's continue here. Once the bus transfer comes, we can transfer it to the APU. If we look, see the heat being given off from the APU, and you can also hear the noise if you listen really closely. Let's see if anyone has joined us on live chat today. Nobody. Okay, I guess I'm alone today. Well, it is what it is. Let's go back inside. We've got APU available. We don't need to turn off the ground power, it automatically goes away. But anyway, bus transfer to APU has been done. Anti-collision lights to on just before we start the engines. We can disconnect our ground power. Menu ground services, we can release that, and we can request the release of this as well. We look, the jetway will begin to remove itself from our aircraft. Ta-da! That's gone. Let's now just remove chocks, and once you remove the chocks, that will remove anything like ground services, etc. It will remove everything that's connected, if at all anything is connected. So we have a clear aircraft now, as you can see. Chocks have been removed. I'm using some custom scenery today for Philadelphia. You can see that in the back. Oh, that's really nice, isn't it? Look at that. You can see Philadelphia right there. That's the city of Philadelphia. And the airport as well, very nice. Anyway, let's go inside, continue with our checklist. We've been on the ground for too long now. Let's set all our fuel pumps to go on. Let's put our APU bleed, where is the APU bleed? Right here to on, right before we start the engines. We can now go ahead and begin pushback. Menu, FS actions, pushback. We'll ask for a standard L, and we'll ask them to turn the nose to, we'll ask them to turn the nose to the left, I believe. I always get this wrong. We'll see how it works out. I think I want them to turn the nose to the left. Let's attach the tug and let's start.
Go ahead. We've been cleared for pushback and start. They want the
just set the parking brake there.
Right. Copy that, ready to push. Tail to the right. Parking brakes released, please.
Parking brakes released.
Brakes released.
Okay. Once pushback begins, we can go ahead and start our engine startup sequence, which isn't much. So just ignition, starter on. Okay, let's go ahead and push our starter to the right, get the engine started up, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are waiting for N2 to climb up to 20%. Okay, there comes 20%. Let's start at that engine, go outside. There it is, starting up. You can also hear it, even though the airport is noisy. Let's just go ahead and stop the pushback right now. As you can see, it is, I don't know. We'll just stop the pushback right there, go up and turn the ignition the other way. Begin lighting the other engine here. We'll also remove that tug side. Tug is gone. We'll also set the parking brake really quickly, just so we don't move while the other engine is starting up. Okay. The taxiway is all the way here. It did stop quite. That's fine. Just roll on. On there, let's go ahead and allow the other engine to start up here. Okay, left engine starting up. Let's go inside, go up there and remove that ignition to off or both, whatever. Switch the power to the generator. Gen 1 and Gen 2. Bus transfer to engines successfully. APU bleed can now come off here. Hydraulic pumps can come on. And APU can actually go to the off position. Packs, AC packs to automatic, I believe. Yep, we can also hear it. Taxi lights to on. Every other light is all good. We can now begin our taxi, ladies and gentlemen. We'll release. Actually, let's just set the engine thrust to somewhere near there. Release the parking brake. Okay, and let's turn to our left to catch the taxiway. We do have a fairly long taxi today. Oh, boom. The vehicle just crashed into us, but anyway. We are going to now taxi to our takeoff runway of 09 right. Just gonna pretend like everything is okay here. And let's go on. Okay. There is the taxiway we're supposed to be following here. Let's just try and line up with it. There it is. Okay. Seem to be doing okay for now. Let's see. Okay, we seem to be taxiing quite fast now. But hey, that's okay. That is okay. 17 knots. Okay, we can actually begin dropping the flaps to position 5. Okay, our flaps are now traveling, as you can see from the dial. In case you're not able to see that, let me just point that out for you. Right here, we can see the needle is moving. That's position 1, position 2, 5, 10, etc. Let's continue here. The taxi is quite long. And clearly, we have picked up some speed here. Push the engine to idle. Throttles to idle. Continuing our taxi here, ladies and gentlemen. We started at gate 106 today in Philadelphia. Today's 20 or 30-minute flight into... Okay, now, as I was saying while I was programming the FMC, I said we're not going to be using the ILS per se. We're just using that for our navigation and just to keep us in line, really. We won't be using the glide slope today. And the reason for that is simple. It is because the ILS into 13 it left into KJFK for some reason. For me, it never works on the PMDG 737. So I'm just gonna take manual control and land it manually. Okay, we're coming to a turning. Let's actually follow that. Take the turn here. Continue this way. Give a little bit of a throttle here. There it is. So it's a bit of throttle just to open up that. Okay. I usually taxi really quickly on the PMDG 737. Compared to the heavier aircrafts, it's really easy to taxi. So, is there anyone in the chat today? No one. I am by myself on today's stream. Quite sad, really. But hey, it is what it is. F1 once again, just to bring the throttle to idle. I don't use the throttle lever until I'm in the air. While I'm on the ground, I just use the keys really to move the aircraft. Kind of easier to do on the ground. Easier to deal with the keys on the ground than the thrust lever. So yeah, use a thrust lever in the flight, but on the ground just use the F1, F2, F3 and F4 keys. Okay. We are now coming towards the last turn off into runway 09 right, as you guys can see dead ahead of it. Let's see. Okay. We can now go ahead and actually turn on our landing lights. We turn off our taxi lights. What is this? Position light? Anti-collision light. Strobe lights are ready. As well, we are actually ready for takeoff now. So that's something. We're actually ready for takeoff, ladies and gentlemen. So if you like, we can just perform a rolling takeoff right away. Okay, you know what? Let's just go ahead and perform a rolling takeoff from here. We didn't set the speed, did we? Let's just quickly do that if we can. While we line up with the runway, just slowly set up our speed. Come on. $250. Okay. Let us open our throttles now. We are go for takeoff. Okay. Flight controls are active now. Speed is alive, ladies and gentlemen. Fly this vector, this heading right here. Go to 8-5, slight left turn. Push the flaps up by 1. I'm going to climb this steeply. Push the nose down a little bit. Okay, I'm actually going to direct the aircraft to fly. Auto throttle is also armed. Let's go ahead and let's give it a VS here. So that should pick up in a second. Yes, it has. Let's quickly go to the control here and give mange up here and execute that so that we can turn manually into mange, and there is the city of Philadelphia. And let's increase our flaps up. That about seems right. There is city of Philadelphia and the stadium right there. There it is. City of Philadelphia. Looking very nice. Oh, isn't that lovely? Isn't that lovely? Okay, let's actually go inside. Oh, so beautiful. I forgot that I need to put the gear to off. We are climbing out. Today we'll only fly at 250 knots because we're not going above 10,000 under any circumstances. No transition altitude today either. We're just going to fly as is using the barometric readings. Landing lights will stay on. Nothing will change today. So yeah, we can just go outside and have a look at the views now. It's just lovely. Max Plains. Hello, Max Plains. Thank you very much for joining in yet again on another day. Third time in a row on my live stream here. Thank you so much for tuning in, Max Plains. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And it's good to see you again in the chat. In case you missed it, let me just give you a quick rundown of today's flight. We're flying the 737-900ER. We're flying it from Philadelphia International into New York John F. Kennedy. Very short flight today. Look at these lovely views. Absolutely stunning views. We just took off from runway 09, right? Let me see if I can show you where we just took off from. It's behind the clouds now. Here we are. Today's cruising altitude is only 10,000 feet. Only 10,000 feet, and we're only using 250 knots today. It will take us like 20 minutes to perform this flight. So short, sweet flight, and it's my first flight in the 737 in a long while. So yeah, kind of rusty, but here we are. Have you ever crashed in a stream? Crashed in a stream? No, I have not. Hopefully that never happens. But I have, unfortunately, my what do you call it? The stream itself has cut off before. That has happened to me, but in terms of actually crashing the aircraft itself, no, never happened. I have had a couple of very rough landings, but yeah, never crashed. Okay, if you look at our me. We're right now heading towards Tolen. At Tolen, we're supposed to be at 10,000 feet, which has been done. No problem. After Tolen, we'll move on to Griddy, where we're supposed to be 9,000 feet, according to today's descent profile. The FMC recommends 7.4. We'll see whichever looks better to us. We'll perform, we'll descend to that altitude. And you have to remember, the 737-900 ER is very difficult to slow down. So that's something I have to keep in mind. Even though we're only going at 250 knots, it still refuses to slow down. So it's something I have to keep in mind. Very short flight today, so yeah. We won't even be turning off our landing lights. All right. If you're just joining us, we're on a flight from Philadelphia to New York. Let's actually have a look at the views. Tolen is coming up there, about 20 nautical miles away, but it's time to look at some views. Nice wing view there with a bit of flex. I never tire of looking out of this view. It's just brilliant, isn't it? Even the low hum sound of the engine, the humming sound, the really low one, so nice, so soothing if you're a flight sim enthusiast. Ooh. So today our flight will take us over Staten Island. We'll be able to see Jersey City to our left, New York and the Manhattan downtown area. Probably catch a glimpse of Central Park. We're not going to fly over it, but going to fly just off the bay. Probably see Statue of Liberty as well. Before turning right into the ILS, where we will take manual control and fly this in visually, because the ILS is so off for some reason. I don't know if I'm the only one, but it is so off for me using the PMDG 737. If I use the ILS, we literally will not land. Like, it takes us to the other end of the runway. Let me actually, talking about that, let me see if it's because I used the wrong navigation frequency. Let's see. It's 111.5. That's supposed to be our frequency for today. See, it is. Oh, it's on 110. It's actually supposed to be 11. Oh, maybe it's because of this. Okay. Let's actually set it to 111.5. Maybe it's because of this. Maybe, I'm not too sure, but it could be because of this. Let me also do the same here. I'll put it at 111.50. See if that solves the issue. Oh, what am I doing? Put it at 50 here, and this guy at 111. That's supposed to be the frequency for the ILS, but the channel for the ILS, but I don't know if that's the reason. How long is today's flight? Today's flight is very, very short. It is only 10 minutes. As a matter of fact, look at that. We're already on top of descent. So you're right on time. Let's actually begin our descent now to 9,000 feet. We want to be at 9,000 feet when we reach Griddy, and Griddy is right here. So let's just go ahead and begin that descent down right away. I don't want to waste any time here, especially given the fact that this thing is so hard to slow down. I'm gonna go to 230 knots immediately, not even gonna mess around. Allow the engine to just go to idle. Let me see, I'm not good with these communications and stuff like this. This, I believe, is the frequency of the ATC. Yeah, it is. This should be the navigation. Okay, never mind. My bad. Sorry. We don't have any DME, but we've set this up, and and let's see if that does something for us. I don't know if it will. I could be totally wrong. I don't usually use radios, by the way. I don't manually tune in the frequencies. I just put it into the flight plan and hopefully it gives me the right frequency. So I'm not 100% comfortable using this. So anyway, we'll have a go. No, nothing wrong with that. Slow down to 230. Let's actually slow this even down if we can to 220. Because this aircraft, believe me, is so difficult to slow down. Okay, so at Griddy we're supposed to be at 9,000 feet. We're on top of that. At Decker we should be at 4,600 feet at Decker. Decker is 13 nautical miles from Griddy. 13.4 nautical miles from Griddy, yep. We'll just wait for it to pass. Nothing too bad. Nothing too bad. Once again, thank you so much, Max Plains, for joining in on today's live stream. I appreciate it. It was just me. It was just me flying the aircraft by myself. Hopefully one day we'll have a lot of people joining us and we can make it quite fun. Certainly appreciate you joining. And okay, Griddy coming up now. I know it's just a decel point. Never mind. Let's look outside the window. Let's see if we can see anything. Okay, so this right here is Staten Island. We're flying over Staten Island. We'll make a turn, I believe. As you can see, there it is. We'll make a turn over Staten Island like this. We'll pass somewhere here. Statue of Liberty will be here. That's Jersey City right here. Then we have New York, as in Manhattan and Central Park right here. So yeah, let's just make that turn. View that turn from this view here. How lovely is that? Beautiful. Once we make that turn, we gotta go back in the cockpit and make sure we stay on top of our descent and into the glide slope. Of course, I'll be more than willing to do an ATR flight if you'd like to see me perform an ATR flight. I'll definitely be flying a lot of ATR flights in the future, so we can do a live stream of ATR as well. That's not a problem. That is not a problem. I'll perform that very soon. You mean a live stream or just a regular video? You know what? I'll do both. I'll do both. Made that turn, I believe. Yep, we are now flying on top of Staten Island, and our airport is right there. New York is coming into view. Let's go ahead and descend down to 4,600 feet as required, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just do that right away. I do not want to mess around too much and come in too high and too fast, because it is impossible on this aircraft to correct it. I'll also put out the speed brake to help us slow this thing down. Go down to 200 knots of speed. As much as it will allow us. Okay, there you go. So we need to be at 200 knots. Oh, come on. Why won't you let me be at 200 knots? Okay. 205 is the limit. Okay, fine. 200 it is. 200 it is. We are coming on to Decker, where we should be. Should be 4,600, and we're getting there. It could be a stream. If it could be a stream, it would be cool. Yeah, okay. I'll perform a live stream. I did perform one live stream in the Oceania region. I flew from Bora Bora to Murray Airport. That flight is so beautiful and so difficult too. It's a very difficult flight, especially in windy conditions. I'll definitely perform an ATR flight on live stream. Will do, sir. Will do. Maybe not tomorrow's live stream, but I'll let you know. We'll have an idea what I'm doing tomorrow. Hopefully I can let you know by the end of the stream what I'm doing tomorrow. I don't know. But yeah. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe the day after. I'll do an ATR. Okay. We don't look like we're going to actually reach 4,600. Just about, maybe. Just about. Very nice. The speed is also very high. This is a problem with this aircraft. Oh my goodness. Can't lose speed, huh? Okay, let's see. What can I do? I need to take manual control at 10x or somewhere there at least. I have set the nav. Hopefully that does something. We'll use the localizer first, and then if the localizer works, I'll switch on approach and see if that works. Do you have the Boeing 787 or 767? Just a question. 787. I don't have the 767. I have the 777. I have the 747. I have a bunch of all of those. I do have the Captain Sim 777, but not the 767. As for the 787, no, I don't have it. I don't have the premium deluxe version, is it? Yeah, I don't have that. So no, I hope to buy that someday soon, but for now I can't. The channel's not growing either, so yeah, I don't have the 787 right now. Hopefully I'll get it. Who knows? Fuel flow, auto brake. Where is the auto brake? We'll set it at 2. Okay, we've actually reached our altitude at 10x. We're supposed to be 2,300. Let's quickly make that happen. Yes. Let's quickly make that happen. At 10x, we're supposed to be very, very low. Actually, you know what? Let me start traveling our flaps down. There's a long way to go. The 737 has so many positions for the flap. It takes a while. Okay, let's see what happens now. Okay. Let's bring it down to wherever we're allowed to. Set it to 170. Oh, come on, I'm not doing more than 178. 2,500, 2,200, let's go down to 1,500. Okay, Kaksun, which is here, we're supposed to be at 1,700, but we're dropping really quickly. Let's see if we can do the approach, and that will probably take us even lower. Let's see if that works. Seems to be working. Come off auto throttle, put the engine to idle completely. Try and drop our flaps a little bit more. We're coming in really late, aren't we? Okay, as you can see, you just saw the autopilot, the glide slope malfunction there. For a bit, let's see.
Sync rate 1,000.
We're coming in way too fast, aren't we? We'll actually perform a missed approach. Yeah, let's actually go ahead and perform a missed approach here. It's better than attempting to ditch the aircraft, so let's just call it a missed approach. Push the flaps up, and we will continue on to to our position at DPK, where we will hold. Let's turn on LNAV really quickly. Thank you very much, Max Plains, for recommending me to a friend, and I think I did see my subscriber count go up by 1. Thank you very much, I appreciate it a lot. Let's just perform this missed approach. Okay, there we go. We've opened the flaps a little bit. The 737, if you're rusty on it, it's just so difficult. So difficult. Anyway, let's just go ahead and set our altitude at 4,000. Set the VS. Okay, you can set the VS there. 4,000. It's so difficult. Once you stop flying this even for a bit, you lose it like immediately. What is going on with this? Yep, we're gonna perform a missed approach. Okay. We'll actually go towards our holding point. There's also a bit of turbulence as well. Let's actually go ahead and put our speed out to 200. And 40 knots. Rusty with the 737, I apologize about that, but yeah. So what happened was, again, the ILS, for some reason, I don't know what is wrong with it. And by the time I try to take control, too late. This aircraft is so difficult. I love it though. It's very realistic and I love it. The problem is, it can be quite difficult if you haven't been flying it for a while and then you come back into it. It just becomes so musty so quickly. Anyway, we're going towards our holding point here at DPK. We'll perform a hold. We'll just do one lap for the sake of, you know, performing a hold or something. And then after we complete a single lap around this hold, we'll exit this and try a completely manual visual landing into JFK. We'll just do that. So 12 nautical miles to hold. Just perform that hold really quickly. And once that's done, we will fly manually. Visually, I meant. There's the airport. Right about there. Approach. Let's wait for this to finish. Once we're out of the hole, we can then program us to go back into, I believe, into telex. We might not even need to program anything. We can just fly it manually, visually, I mean. But yeah, a little missed approach. Never performed a missed approach before. Okay, so we're entering our hold here. We'll just do a single lap or half a lap and then we'll turn back around and head back in straight into JFK. Right about somewhere there. Yeah, should be somewhere there. We'll see. Why don't we do this? Let's make a single hold, and then we'll get out of the hold, fly the same heading, I mean downwind, and then we'll land on runway 31 right into JFK, just from the other side. We could do that, yeah. Can just land from the other side, or we could fly it back towards the glide slope of 13 left. So whichever we choose, we can do that. I think maybe flying it back to the glide slope of 13 left might be a nice idea. I'll fly that just by using the headings. You know, I like to do that sometimes. So yeah, now might be a nice time to do that. We are here at the holding point of DPK. Let's just quickly, we're supposed to be above 4,000, but we'll hold 4,000, it's fine. 240 knots. Actually, we'll come out on this leg. What do you think? We'll go like this, and then we'll come out on this leg. Come out of the hold on that leg, and that's it, basically. We can program that in after we... You know what, let's just go into the... Should we program in some waypoints right now? Let me have a look. Let me have a look. See what I can do here. We are holding here. Once the hold is done, we can come back towards Telex via 2 waypoints. I think we can use to come back in. Yeah, this is gonna take a little bit longer than I expected, but that's okay. It's just a short flight today anyway. Okay. Let us quickly... Yep, we're on that leg as expected. We'll go in through the inner track as well. No problem. Let's see if I can program this in right now. MOIRE. Where is our legs? We'll probably put that in there. And then from there we can go to a waypoint called Kylie, which is nearby. That should be the first one, hopefully. I'm not even sure. And then we can head directly towards Telex. Luckily we have perfect visual for the day, and we can just execute it. There it is. Brilliant. So let's just do a little lap here before we move on to these waypoints here. And then we'll move on to Telex, Taxun, and yeah, visual landing into runway 13 left. Programming Taxun for a second. Taxun, execute. Ta-da! We could exit it right now if we like to. What do you think, Max Plane? Should we just exit this hold right now and fly on to Moiré? Maybe get out of this hold right now? Okay, I think that's what I'll do. I think I'm just going to exit out of this hold right now, straight to our next waypoint, and let's begin this landing. Let's go. Execute. We're out of the hold now. We are going on to our waypoint of Moiré. If you look to our left, you will be able to see the airport somewhere in the distance. Don't worry about that right now. Let's just slow this thing down while we still can. Let's put it at 230 knots. Let's see. The winds are so crazy. Look at that. Anyway, we're coming back in for the landing. We're going to go back into try and get the glide slope again. But we'll land manually, don't worry about it this time. We're not going to try and depend too much. I think I left it too late. The last flight was really tight, but I'm glad I got to do a missed approach. I haven't really done many of those. Let's take down that speed to 220 knots, sir. Drop the flaps to 1, position 1. can probably... We're supposed to be 250 knots at Moray and Kylie, but I'm not going to do that. I am not going to do that. So if anyone's watching, what happened was I was landing into KJFK from Philadelphia. ILS was never going to work. I had that issue from before, but I decided to try it anyway, and came in too high, too fast. Even after taking manual control, it was too late, and so I performed a missed approach, performed a hold right off, a little off in the runway heading, 4,000 feet, and now I've come out of the heading to try and go back in for the glide slope. I should be moving parallel to the airport and the runway with these waypoint fixes. Should be somewhere there. But yeah. What is happening right now. New York is supposed to be in the distance and nothing's droned yet. So yeah. Plenty of winds battering. We have a headwind right now. What's your favorite twin propeller engine? My favorite twin propeller engine, I don't have a lot of those in Microsoft Flight Simulator. But in real life, everything, we're talking about everything. It is the King Air 350i. I am absolutely in love with that aircraft. That thing is a beast. I love that aircraft. I fly it a lot in Microsoft Flight Simulator when I want to test like a route or a new scenery. I fly the King Air a lot. So yeah, definitely the King Air. Do I fly any other twin props in Microsoft Flight Simulator? I don't think so. I can't even remember any of the others. Anyway, let's slow down a little bit more. Down to 200 knots as we come closer towards Kylie. And actually, let's slow this thing down even more to 190 knots. Let's go down in altitude to 3,000 feet. Do that at 1,000 feet per minute. What about you, Max Plane? What is your favorite twin propeller aircraft? I hope you're asking about turboprops. Well, it doesn't matter, it's still looking at so. Here we are, descending. Oh yeah, the King Air is such a smooth aircraft. It's very beautiful too. Inside and outside, it's such a beautiful aircraft. Maybe I should fly that. What do you think? I should probably fly that on a live stream. The King Air. I have a nice bush hopping livery for King Air, so probably a nice bush hopping flight, perhaps. And as again for the, I think for like the 5th time on live stream, I'll definitely get around to that jet flight. I think you'll really enjoy the live stream of a jet flight. Fighter jet, I mean. This thing, airspeed, we're not going to worry too much about it. There is a lot of turbulence and this thing is going to keep bugging us. I don't think I'm too worried about this at this point. So we are 3,000 feet. Let's actually go down now to 2,500. We do have the autopilot. Oh, goodness. Come on. The wind is crazy. Anyway. Okay, I'll do a bush hopping trip with the King Air. Maybe I'll let you know by the end of the stream whether I'll do that tomorrow or something. See our path here. We're gonna turn left into the same path as the ILS. We have it on the frequency here. Maybe we'll be able to tune it.
4500.
We can use the localizer as well. See? What camera do you have and what did it cost? Do you mean the camera as in for the one I use to check out aircrafts for plane spotting? Man, that's just it's like a small handheld little vlogger camera I bought years ago. I don't even know which one it is. I don't even know the make, nothing. Picked it up real cheap years ago. And I still have it, and now I just use it to, you know, observe aircraft when I can. The thing is that it has a really good zoom, so that's why I use it for plane spotting. It's some sort of, in fact, let me have a... It's a Canon, it's some sort of Canon. It's a Canon SX740HS, that's what it's called. Canon SX740HS. It's just a small handheld camera. But it does have 40 into zoom. Anyway, let's actually go down even further. Let's go down to 1700 feet. Slowly. No rush. Really slowly. Let's just go down to 1700. Let's also slow this thing down. Drop our flaps again. If I miss this one, I'm going to be so mad. I'm going to drop the gear as well. Try and stabilize as early as possible. Okay, Max Planes. Hopefully you'll be back to catch the landing, but I'm about to make the turn. See you soon. Okay, you're back. That's great. Didn't take long. Excellent. Let's just go ahead and drop our gear here further. That, by the way, should be LaGuardia. That should be LaGuardia. That is definitely LaGuardia, and we're not supposed to be flying this route for sure. Not supposed to be flying this route, I know that. But, you know. That seems about right, ladies and gentlemen. We're definitely not supposed to be flying over LaGuardia like this. Look at that. Anyway, not too concerned about that. New York off to our right, looking very beautiful. And the airport is right here. Yeah, right there. Yep, this time it looks much better. We'll be able to make it. An impromptu detour, impromptu missed approach. Right here, I just made that one up with my own waypoints on the spot, so there's definitely not a visual procedure. The holding was, but everything we did after the hold, I just made that up right now, just to get us out back into the glide slope. But hey, seems to be working. Let's see. There it is. I can see the airport. I don't know how well we'll be able to make this. Oh, come on, man. Airspeed full. So annoying, but anyway.
Airspeed full. Airspeed full.
Okay, we are turning into Kaksun, and by then I should be able to take complete manual control. We're at 1700 feet as expected. Let's begin a slow climb slow descend at 500. There. I'm not going to bother pressing approach again. Look at where that is. I don't trust this approach. It has messed up with me too many times. At times it looks like it's going to go great, 1,000 feet, and it just takes you to the other end of the runway. Okay, we have lined up with Kaksun, and we should have, there it is, runway inside, ladies and gentlemen. And against my better advice, I have engaged approach this time. Let's see if this works. I'll make sure I take control well before. I know you're thinking, what are you doing? Engaging approach again. You know, it's just that old thing, just to see how it works. Approach has been caught. Glide slope has been caught. Localizer has been caught. And it seems to be working right now. But hopefully it stays this way, ladies and gentlemen. I am traveling very, very slow on purpose. And this time, I believe it is working. So ILS 111.50 seems to be working. I am not too hopeful, but it seems to be working. Anas Shahid says, hello, another returning viewer. Hello, Anas. Thank you very much for tuning in. You're just in time for our landing. 1,000 feet. Okay, our descent rate seems good. Everything seems good. I'll show you the view, but on this approach, I think it's better I stay in the cockpit rather than try and mess around. Perform another missed approach. So let's just go ahead. Okay, it seems to be working now. Again, 600 feet per minute drop rate, and yeah, it all seems to be good. I am preparing to take manual control at any second. 750, 500. Okay, the distance is okay for 500. I still have no visual on the PAPI lights as well. 400. Okay, I'm taking manual control. 300. Leave auto throttle on. Spoilers are armed, I believe. 200. We'll float a little bit. That's fine. 100.
50, 30, 20, 10.
Okay, and we are down at JFK. Turn off the landing lights, turn on the taxi lights, and let's taxi in. That was a meh landing, according to me. Again, rusty in the 737. Keep making too many excuses, but yeah. It was a meh landing in the 737, had much better than that before. But yeah, that is actually not so bad for a returning landing into 737, I gotta say. Unfortunately today we won't have the replay. Got too many sceneries and things like that running. I don't want to risk crashing it, so no replay today, unfortunately. I'll definitely perform another live stream with a replay of the 737. But for now, let's just go ahead and taxi into a gate that we can find. And we are successfully at KJFK. Hooray! Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, look at that beautiful airport. Look at that beautiful airport. Remember to flare a little bit more. Yeah, Max Plain, that's a really good point. Something I always forget to do. We're not technically supposed to make a turn here, but we'll go for it. Well, thank you. I'm glad you like that landing. Thank you very much. It's just I also have FS Realistic in there, which also makes the landing appear much less smooth. I mean, that's the whole point. It's FS Realistic, but you know, it makes the landing appear much less smooth than it actually is. If we had done that landing without FS Realistic, it would have looked like it was a butter, but we're gonna take FS Realistic into account, and that's the whole point of having it, right? To make it more realistic. So yeah, let's continue on our taxi here. Thank you, Max Plain, for I'm glad you enjoyed that landing. And yes, I did flare. I flared kind of, not exactly the best way, but It was fine though. It was fine. I believe I flared just enough. And Anas tells me that was decent. Okay, thank you, Anas. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Glad you enjoyed it. It's really hard to butter a landing with FS realistic going on, isn't it? But anyway, could have made a much better approach than that. We'll get to it. Don't you worry about it. As I fly more and more, I'm beginning to fly more and more now, so get a little bit of practice. Tomorrow, though, it will be another aircraft, or should I just stick to the 737 one more time and perform a live stream? What do you guys think? What do you guys think? What should I do tomorrow? Fly the 737 or go on a bush hopping trip with either the King Air 737? I mean, King Air 737 says me. King Air 350i or another small GA aircraft. You know, I really want to buy the Comanche. I really do. A2A, I want to buy that Comanche so bad, but I'm gonna have to save up for a bit to do that. So let me know. 737? Bush hopping? What would you like to see tomorrow? I'll definitely get around to releasing some new videos as well, as in regular videos, edited videos in my channel. I want to test out that new format I talked to you about yesterday. We'll definitely get around to that as well. In fact, I'll be doing that tomorrow. I'll shoot so I'll perform a live stream, I'll shoot that video tomorrow, and hopefully the edit will be done. I'll release that edited video day after tomorrow for you guys to see. From then on, hopefully I can make one live stream a day and one video once every 2 days. That's my target. I know that's a hefty one, but that's my target. I see an empty gate and I'm gonna go for it. King Air all the way, says Max Plains. Anas, do you have a preference? Max Plains says King Air all the way. What do you think if Anas is still with us? Anas is not with us? Sad. But okay. If it's King Air, then it's King Air that we have to fly, right? We'll just go into the FMC and connect the ground power. We won't bother with turning on the APU today. Just connect the gate real quick. We've set the wheel chocks in place. We've requested the GPU cart and it's been connected. Let's go inside, turn on ground power, and shut down our engines here, ladies and gentlemen. Fortunately, you can't hear it spool down. It's way too loud in JFK. Ground power is on. Let's turn off the yaw damper, turn off the fuel pumps here. Landing lights are off, taxi lights can come off, all the lights can come off. Everything is off. Oh, this was off? Excellent. Seat belts lights can come off. This can come off. Battery, we'll leave it on for now. These two off. Packs to off. APU bleed is off already. What are these? Engine won't bleed. We'll leave the bleeds. All the heat can come off. Window and probe heats to off. Yaw damper off. Let's see, anything else that we need to turn off here? We did, right? There's one more thing needs to be turned off somewhere. We're missing it. Yeah, there should be one more thing somewhere here that we need to turn off, ladies and gentlemen. And I can't seem to... Well, if it's King Air, then it's King Air it is. Tomorrow it will be a bush hopping with King Air. So you want a fairly long stream tomorrow then? With a bush hopping and multiple touch and goes, landings, have a look around, you know, something like that. As I think bush hopping should be a fairly long live stream. What do you think, Max Plains? You are my primary viewer, so what do you think? Standby power. By the way, if anyone else is watching, feel free to drop in your suggestions, man. More than happy to fly those. Okay, I don't think there's anything else that I'm missing here. Maybe we can go ahead and turn these off. I don't even need them. There we go. Okay, so it's a long bush hopping flight, low altitude, probably through the forest, through the mountain, through the river. I'll see what I can do. We'll perform one of those tomorrow. Really nice. With the King Air. Oh yeah, with the King Air. We'll do that with the King Air. It'll be a bush hopping adventure tomorrow. Let's see, anything else that we need to turn off? I can't think of any. I believe everything here is off. If we come here, I believe everything is looking good. And there is our aircraft, ladies and gentlemen. You can actually just go ahead and shut that thing down completely. Release it. That will shut everything off, I believe. Just the battery to off as well. We have complete shutdown of the aircraft, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed. That would be nice. Anna says that would be nice. Okay, so Anas also votes on a bush hopping flight tomorrow with the King Air, a fairly long one. And I believe Max Plane has asked a question. What video of yours would you recommend? I see Anas has watched my New York stun flight. That's really nice. By the way, Anas is a friend of mine. Mr. Anas has actually watched the New York stun flight. So yeah, Max Plane, actually that's right. That's my video with the most views. It has 70,000 views. So check out that New York stun flight with 70,000 views. That one is really nice. Those are the kind of flights I'm definitely going to do in the near future, the jet stun flights. I have a quite number of them. There's a Grand Canyon run as well with an F-18. That is really, really nice. Unfortunately, at that time, I didn't even have a mic, so I couldn't like narrate and stuff. So I'm going to redo these flights with voiceover. It's going to be so exciting, so nice. So yeah, check out my jet stun flights. Grand Canyon run, New York stun flight. One with 70,000 views, another with like 1,000 something views. Check those two out in case you're wondering. Max Planes. And anyone else, if you're watching this, if you want to go to my channel and check out those videos, please do. Please do. And if you're looking for a small aircraft like a GA flight, check my Unreal flight into Courchevel. Unreal flight into Courchevel. Incredible with the TBM 930. I love that flight. So nice. So those are the three I would recommend that you watch. Those are, I believe, my three best videos. The New York Sun flight, Unreal flight into Courchevel, and the Grand Canyon run. Anyway, that brings us to an end for today's live stream, and as per tradition here at Club Danube, we'll leave you with a nice camera drone view of the aerodrome that we just landed at. This is JFK in New York, and here we are, plenty of aircraft. You can see New York in the distance. Very beautiful, very, very lovely. That is our aircraft there, and with that, you'll be streaming same time tomorrow. Anas, yes, I will be streaming same time tomorrow. So yeah, make sure you catch my stream same time tomorrow. And thank you very much, both of you, for all the interaction, and thank you for joining. And with that, I hope you enjoyed today's flight. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one.